Alright, here we are. Hello everyone, welcome to another day of casting Alchemy League Season 6. Hello Hatta, hello Tech. Well, Hatta is very simple. You remind me every stream, but by the end of the stream I just forget, so... or I just do not have the time after the stream, so... That's what happens. Anyway, for today we have two sets. One is going to be Kordimon against Jasuni, and the other one is going to be Max Power against MacDek, also known as Lordek, and Max Power is also known as Mark Landers. So I might end up calling them by those names in game. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to give you an introduction of preparing the... I forgot about preparing the player introduction. Here we go. Okay, so Kordimon, he is a player from Russia. As you can see, his elo, his highest is 1200. And currently he's sitting at just 1000, around 1000. Jasuni, on the other hand, he is around 1000 as well. So this, and he is from the US, so this should be a pretty balanced set, which is not always the case when we have people with these kind of elos in the Alchemy League, because it's mixed elo, so we tend to not have too many participants around this elo. So we've seen Jasuni, because he's the one who has played the most in this tournament. We've seen him play against people who are like 200 or maybe even 300 or 400 elo above him. So it's kind of nice to see that there is someone else around his elo he can have a good set with. And the same can be said for Kordimon, right? This is not his first season. I think he played in season 3 or 2, around those times. And then wasn't around for a while, and now he's back. Which is nice to see. It's very nice to see people come back. Kordimon has team game elo, which is actually lower than Jasuni, but his highest 1v1 elo is higher than Jasuni's, so... I guess it balances out. I would say in a tournament like this, where you have maps which are new, so you need to be thinking on your feet, I personally think maybe having a higher team elo helps you out. I'm not saying that having a good 1v1 elo is not going to help you out, but I think... in 1v1, people tend to play mostly, Arabia, so they're used to those kind of maps. Whereas in team games, at least personally, I see more variety when I play team games, so that helps me out with the maps. Anyway, I'm just talking here. Let's talk about the actual draft. So, this was actually played in round 8, which is the last round of the tournament. So. These two players, this, I suppose, is going to be their last set for this season of the tournament, unless they have some leftovers from round 7. And as you can see, we're going to have Confluence as our first map, and then we'll have Lagoon Forest as our second map. As for civs, as usual, we have 5 randomized bands: Hindustanis, Berbers, Burgundians, Mongols, and Bengalis. All of these are pretty nice civs, so there's going to be more variety. Kordimon went on to ban Byzantines and Italians, got the Bohemians sniped, was left with Dravidians, Saracens, and Turks. Jasuni, on the other hand, he banned Japanese and Persians, got his Portuguese pick sniped, and was left with Georgians, Armenians, and Spanish. So Jasuni is going to have both civs with the mule card accessible to him. And looking at maps, yeah, looking at maps, most of the hybrid civs were either banned or sniped. So Japanese and Persians, of course, probably two of the two best civs for hybrid maps. Byzantines, I mean, Confluence, we've seen it be just a fireship fight, so that makes sense. I'm guessing Jasuni wanted to go Portuguese on that one, but it got sniped, so, I mean, he's got Armenians left. Armenians, they'd rather go Galleys, but you can still go Fires, it's fine, you have an amazing eco behind that. And Kordimon is probably going to go Dravidians. Alright, so that's my prediction. Let me jump into the game and change the scene for you. And here we are. Oh god, sorry. No, let's play all two. This is Season 6, and it's Alchemy League. Okay, so as I expected, we have well, as I think everyone expected, we have Dravidians for Kordimon, and we have Armenians for Jasuni. Now that I think about it, I hope I do not make a mistake and call him Jasuki, because Jasuki is another player in the tournament who has also made a map, so I might get confused. If I do, I'm sorry. Anyway, Confluence, we've seen this, I believe, last time I casted. And one thing we noticed last time is that the way the deep fish is, you know, distributed on the map can vary a lot. So sometimes you see it concentrated in between the two players, and some other times you see it on the outside. And this is one of those times, right? So we normally see people dock here. I wonder if these two players will realize, oh wait, there's no deep fish here, let me go to the side. And honestly, if I was just in Jasuni's shoes, wait, does Jasuni see that? Okay, so he kind of sees there's doesn't seem to be that much. He could maybe just go there with the scout and there to confirm. But I mean, you're Armenians. You can kind of guess there is no deep fish here. Just go to the sides, right? Because then, if your opponent docks to either your opponent docks to his side or in front, and in both instances, sorry, can't speak today, your dock is still farther away from them. So, as Armenians, I think with that kind of distance, you can justify going into galleys instead of fires. So, that could be nice to do. Hello biscuits, welcome. This is a pretty nice map. Unfortunately, it tends to just go into a full fire fight in this section of the map. There have been a couple of games where people just snuck a Vil and dropped the range and just wrecked havoc in their opponent's space. But I think there's been like 2 games like that. Capture his sound is a little bit low. Let me... Okay. Also, I believe we've seen someone douche on this. Actually, Otte, was it Johnny Walrus who douched or tower, or actually, I think he both douched and then made towers against you. Okay, yeah. That was an amazing game. That was so nice. But yeah, you can also forward here because you're so close. I know there's the water, but if you can make your military or your villagers work before the first ships, I mean, the first, you know, fighting ships come out from your opponent's dock, I think it should be fine. And I don't think that Vil is walled in. I think the scout can go here. And Jasuni? He's not docking. He knows there's water. Right, he should know about the map, or at least the layout. Okay, now he's going for the water, but as you can see, there's no deep fish here, so... Oh, Jasuni made the map, so he should know there's a chance that you get no deep fish in between the players. So, yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I mean, I guess you do have this one, right? Oh, actually... You know, it would be funny if Jasuni went to water to get gold. So, maybe you do... I don't know how worth that is, but let's say you do a standard build. Like a standard archer build, and instead of going to gold with your villagers and building a mining camp, well, in this case a mule cart, you just go for a dock and make fishing ships on the oysters. It's probably not worth it because it's more of an investment into wood. So you're going to need more villagers on wood, but then you have less on food, and you do not have fishing ships taking food, so... Okay. He is in fact going for the gold with the fishing ship. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Jasuni. And Kordimon, he is walling up. So... he's probably thinking, okay, I just want to fight water. I do not want any units in my base. Let me wall up. I'll fight this with fires and whatnot, and we'll take it from there. Also, Kordimon is going to be slightly faster to feudal. He is also on 2 docks, whereas Jasuni is on 1. I mean, he's now got a barracks. He's in feudal. We might see an archer range from him. Is it going to be... Okay, he's going this way with the villagers. I'm not sure for what. Oh, he's going for the hunt. Okay. And actually, I was just thinking that as much as I like the idea of going for the oysters, because it's new and it's different and whatnot, Armenians are probably one of the only 2 saves you do not really need to do that with, because you get mule carts, right? And the way... if you look at the layout of this map, your gold is almost always going to be on a wood line. So you just put a mule cart there and you have a drop-off point for both gold and wood. Which is another reason why Armenians would be so nice on this map. Game sound is still a little bit quiet. Maybe it's better now? But yeah, at this point, Jasuni, he got kicked off water. Yeah, he got kicked off water, and he's just going to be booming on land, I guess. I mean, I'm saying he got kicked off of water, but yeah, he's still making stuff in the dock. He is free to just go this side and go actually fish there, which is going to be pretty more efficient than his opponent's fish, because this is going to be depleted. Then sure, you're left with this and this. But let's say Jasuni just goes here and drops 2 docks. One on this and one on this. Suddenly you have double dock production, and you also have good fish for later on. He's going downwards. I love to see that. going for a blacksmith. But yeah, look at that. He is behind by about 1k resources collected at 15 minutes into the game. So, now, I do not know if Capture Age factors in the 200 wood you get for free with the videos the moment you age up. Yeah, I don't know how it works with bonuses like that, like with the Ethiopian bonus as well. I'm guessing it doesn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But, I mean, yeah, Kordimon, he's got 4 fishing ships. I also think, do not quote me on that, because I'm not too sure. I think fishing ships work faster when taking food than when they're taking gold. So, here it doesn't say the speed. But yeah, Kordimon, the moment Wheelbarrow comes in, he should be able to click up to Castle Age. And actually Jasuni is going to be able to click up as well. He's still behind in Rest Collected, but at the same time he hasn't invested into this amount of ships, right? So it makes sense that despite the difference in Rest Collected, he's still going to be able to click up at about the same time. Maybe a couple of seconds behind. Actually, does Kordimon have the... Okay, yeah, he was missing the second building. Jasuni is missing that as well. He does have the wood for a market. I guess the moment he gets the resources... Okay, so Jasuni... Is he trying to go for a... Ah, yeah, but Kordimon can see that. Now, whether he actually is paying attention to this... That's another matter, right? He might not notice that. It's also hard to see grey on the minimap. Ooh, but then you're going to have the mule cart here. Which is going to be within the vision of the galleys. And Jasuni is still missing the second building. Yeah, he's rushing the market down. Well, not rushing, because it's 2 villagers. He's getting men at arms and infantry upgrades. So, is he thinking, okay, we are close to each other. Yes, he's making galleys, but there aren't that many. Let's try to go for an all-in push with infantry and maybe siege behind. Oh! Oh yeah, Otter called it. It's a sneaky longsword. So, Kordimon knows about the mule cart, but he might be thinking, oh, he's just taking the food. But in actuality, he's taking the food while preparing a sneak. And Kordimon, he is walled up here, but if Jasuni shows up with, I don't know, 10 longswords with arson, or just waits for a siege workshop and has a mangonel behind, just to snipe the vills trying to wall behind this, he could get in. Or even just a tower here. Maybe not. No, okay, yeah, there's arson. Do we have a second barracks for Jasuni? He's got a lot of wood. And, I mean, he's got a market, so eventually he could just sell that. Nah, he can go here. He just has to walk besides the war galleys with villagers. With longswords, you just need to get them out this side. I mean, demo if Kordimon is expecting that, right? So if Jasuni just takes these two villagers and sends them here, one of them might die to the war galley, but the other should be making it that way, but not with the barracks in the way. Okay, so Kordimon does not know about the enemy's barracks. Actually, if Jasuni is patient, it might take a while, but he could be able to take down the TC with the longswords. I think... Okay, he's missing Gambesons. He's got the second armor upgrade. I think with Gambesons and Arson, you only need something like 15 longswords to take down a TC, but now the TC shows him the longswords. And Jasuni behind this he's booming, right? I know he had the TCs maybe slightly later than his opponent, and he was up later, and well, there's a difference in eco, although 16 of those, oh wow, that's a lot of fishing ships for Kordimon. Jasuni is working with Armenian eco, so it's not the worst. It's actually two-handed swordsman, okay. Yeah, and this is the right answer to infantry. Stone walls. You do not go for any other building to wall yourself. You do not go for house walls. You do not go for palisades. You need to go for stone walls against infantry. Of course, if you just go for stone walls, then there's a chance that if the opponent has a siege workshop, they could just go for a siege tower, but... So the swords are dying, that's what they're doing. And they're just waiting here. Gambesons is coming in now. That's a nice TC for Kordimon. It's not going to be the best for farms, but I mean, he's got a safe dock here. With that amount of wood, he could just make docks everywhere and go for fish traps, right? He's got water control. Jasuni, he's not even trying to go back to water. But yeah, Kordimon is in an amazing position. He's got 25 ships, which for the time being they're quite efficient. I mean, these not really. Oh, well, with this dock they will. It's Dravidian fishing ships, so they do carry extra stuff. And apparently that bonus works on the oysters as well. And we have a castle here for Jasuni. Jasuni castle, monks. Well, single monk for now. Now the thing is, okay, these two villas are going to get themselves trapped. So the thing is, okay, sure, you got a castle. You might be able to click up faster than your opponent. But look at Kordimon's resources. Now that he sees the castle, he should maybe make a castle of his own, abuse the market, go up to him, and just take it from there. And Jasuni, he just stopped making longswords because he realized there's no point. His push is dead. Kordimon expanding to the east. We have a long distance university for Jasuni. Oh, we have Imperial for Kordimon, so he's going with a lot of vills. I'm guessing those are for DTC, right? Okay. Okay, Kordimon is actually quite worried about Jasuni just getting into his base from weird angles, but he should realize the amount of advantage he has. And Jasuni, yeah, he's far away from Imp. Unless... Okay, it's queued behind this. So it's going to be, yeah, 1 minute and 10 behind. Kordimon, I was about to say he still doesn't have a castle, but yeah, there it is. And now I don't really like Jasuni's position. I would have been okay with his position had he gone for docks here, right? So... Oh, well, it's not a douche, it's just Kordimon just put down the TC foundation but never got there. So, back to my point. If Jasuni had like 5 or 6 docks here, amassing stuff and preparing, then maybe he can make something happen, right? Because now you're up to Imperial. Sure, you're going to be later, but your opponent is going to focus on trying to trap down your castle. You take the time to get your techs on your ships, and then you roll forward with Armenian galleons and dromons. Granted, you would need to get the Cilician fleet upgrade as well. If that was the case, then sure, I can see a way that Jasuni comes back from this, but he's got no army, right? He's got no army and no map control, so... Let's see what he does. Okay, we have chemistry coming in for Kordimon. That's going to help... Well, it's going to help the galleons, but it's also going to give him access to cannon galleon to just keep start bombarding his opponent's side of the river. And I believe a trap here and here should be able to take this one down. Oh, he's going for Thericidai. Okay. Okay, let's go, Kordimon. Okay, so we have Cilician fleet coming in, and Jasuni has 0 docks. Yep. Oh, sorry. He does have one. Oh, true. The first trap coming out is from Jasuni, but there's 4 cannon galleon on the field. Well, on the water, not on the field. There's 3 more in the queue. There's a dancing galleon here. I mean, Jasuni is just now getting war galley. And chemistry. Kordimon even getting shipwright, okay. Elite cannon galleon, yikes, yeah. Is Kordimon missing anything he might want at this point? I mean, not really, right? He's just focusing on water. Just make more cannon galleons, honestly. Okay, he's getting champion, so he wants to go... Oh, yeah, he wants to go for infantry. Did he get wood steel? Nope. Is he missing anything else? Okay, he's missing the attack. It's coming in now. And yeah, now Kordimon can just take down his opponent's base with champions. I mean, Jasuni is going to drop a castle here, which is nice, I suppose, but... he can't even try for Relic victory because Kordimon got one. And it's in that monastery, so taking it is going to be quite difficult. Actually, Jasuni made it to Galleon. And he's got quite a bit in queue, so hold on. Hold on. He's getting champion. In that barracks. If he drops a couple of barracks... Yeah, he's dropping barracks. Hold on. Is Jasuni going to come back? No way, right? Yeah, and Ferreter is in, whereas Wood still is not. So we are sure he's going to win the fights. Because they have the same amount of upgrades. But Jasuni has the unique upgrade. I think... Yeah, I think champions with Wood still... Oh no, I think they still win the ones with Ferreters. Yeah, I think Ferreters champions still win against the Wood Steel ones. Because then you're dealing 18 damage instead of 14. So it takes 5 hits from a champion to kill another champion. Because they have 70 HP. So by the time... Oh yeah. By the time... Yeah, sure, their minimum champion should win with 10 HP left. If my math is correct. But yeah, I was kind of excited about Jasuni making a comeback on water, but I guess he didn't have enough dogs. Which is a shame, because his galleons are insane. Right, they have one more attack, basically. They have one more range. But yeah, there are just too many ships for Kordimon, who, the moment he saw a couple of galleons from Jasuni, just made more galleons himself. I mean, eco-wise, Jasuni, he is kind of fine, right? 120 villagers. Okay, Altar is going to be quite happy with this. Let's just hope it doesn't get denied by the ships. Devotion. I guess there's a monk on the field. That's a fancy monk. And yeah. Heavy demo got denied. And there's now going to be champions in Jasuni's base. And sure, his champions are better, but 13 against 35. And those 35 are supported by the galleons. Yeah, I mean, he still has this, but that's what, 29 villagers. He's eventually going to lose all of these, right? And that's 76 villagers, which is 80% of his eco, around that percentage. He could technically drop a castle here if he deleted the farm, which would be nice. I think he got... Yeah, he got murder holes. Although that looks more like a machicolation rather than a murder hole. But anyway. And yeah, he's switching to pikeman because he's running out of gold. I mean, you cannot go pikeman against champion. Still missing wood seal. But yeah. Okay, Kordimon just stealing the relics. Okay, now we have wood steel and we have Elite Urumi. So we are going to be seeing the Whippy boys. That champion, ooh, the champion then has a relic, nice. Hero champion. So all things considered, Jasuni still has 100 villagers. But again, if those villagers were here, then sure, maybe you got a chance for a comeback. But they're all here. And it's only a matter of time before Whippy boys come as well. Kordimon should just go for a couple of siege workshops here. Go for the siege elephant. And take it from there. But yeah, I mean, he's playing it safe. Doesn't want to overextend. Because of course we know the kind of advantage he has. He doesn't. For all he knows, Jasuni made a couple of other TCs here. And he's booming back into the game, but yeah, that's not the case. Jasuni going for a castle, which should not get denied by that single champion. But at this point, even if it goes up, then Kordimon can just take it down with the infantry. The choice to go for the Urumi is actually not the best here, because he's going to have to deal with Town Center Fire and Castle Fire. And Urumis, they're great in melee, but they just fold in against ranged units or ranged attacks, right? So, and as I said, we do have murder holes. So Jasuni is kind of holding here, but yeah, I mean, Kordimon just realizes, okay, I cannot kill that with infantry, let's go with traps. And he's still patrolling the... I was about to say the seas here, but it's the river. Or the confluence, if you will. Jasuni trying to boom back into the game, but... yeah, I mean... so now he doesn't have the issue he had earlier, right? When I said that about 80% of his eco was in this area. That's no longer the case, right? So, I guess it's progress? I don't know. I mean, the trap is going to take down the castle eventually. Scorpions are a good idea, although I think Armenians, they do get heavy scorpion, but they lack siege engineers, so eh. And yeah, with this amount of infantry, 2 scorpions are not going to make the difference. And the fact that Kordimon has the control of the river doesn't give Jasuni any chances to expand more than this. So he's going to eventually run out of space, right? Kordimon. Okay, he knows about the TC, so the moment he's done taking care of this, he's just going to switch sides. And Jasuni, he refuses to give up. Okay, yeah, he's going to make Siege Workshops here, because he just wants Scorpions, but that's not going to work. As Otter mentioned earlier in chat, placing buildings on this map with the wood lines like this is a pain. So, yeah, and he cannot put them down here because of the Cannon Galleons, right? So Kordimon is just going to focus on this single villager. So he's just thinking, screw your eco, but this villager in particular. Which is safe behind the... she is safe behind the mule cart, but yeah. He's going to go down. Yep. And it's going to be halb Heavy Scorpion for Jasuni. Alright. I mean, I guess he doesn't have much gold, so going for pikemen is better than going for nothing. Or, well, in this case, he would have to go for skirmishers, if we're talking about no gold units. But, yeah, this is not going to go well for Jasuni. Kordimon doesn't actually have that many on food. He doesn't have many fishing ships left because they basically suicided underneath the castle from Jasuni here at the start of Imp. He could maybe drop more farms just to make sure that if you, in the event that you do lose this army, you can kind of make it back. And, I mean, he could lose their army, because now Jasuni has 17 Scorpions. I know many of them are over here. But that's still something. We have Onager. Onager from Jasuni, okay. But yeah, these Scorpions, they were... yeah, they were all over the place, and yeah, Jasuni just calls the GG. So, Kordimon takes the first game. Well played to him. Now, Jasuni, I appreciate the idea of going for something different, just going for the sneak with the long swords and whatnot. Could have worked if the barracks was placed in a better spot, so that maybe he can make a couple more, and maybe even a siege workshop. Then in that case, yes, I can see it working. He would have to stay on 1 TC, of course. He went for a second. And then even if that fails, then I would like to see him try to go back to water, because eventually you're the better save on water. You do not have shipwright, but honestly, you do not need to worry about wood on this map, right? So yeah, I think Jasuni had a couple of, of windows there where he could have come back into the game and whatnot, but it happens. Anyway, let me get game number 2. And we can move on to that one. And it's going to be Lagoon Forest. Here we are. So it is Spanish for Jasuni against Saracens for Kordimon. Let me look at the maps. So Jasuni does have a nice woodland here, close to the gold. That spot could be nice for ETC. His stones are a little bit forward, but you can just wall like this and they should be fine. Kordimon, on the other hand, he's got one of his stones is kind of safe, and so is the others, but he has 2 exposed golds, so yeah, pretty fair, I guess. That's stock civs. So Spanish, we've seen people just go aggressive on this map, not specifically as Spanish, but in general. So I can see an FC into Kongs. I can see a tower rush from the Spanish. Not many people trash these days with Spanish, but yeah, it's going to be probably a Kong play. Whereas for Kordimon, we have Saracens, which can play in a similar way, right? So they do have the option of going aggressive in feudal with the archers, because they're going to break through quite easily. So something like a tower into an archer range, the kind of build you normally see on arena these days, could be nice, because thanks to the tower, then your opponent is not going to be able to wall behind once you show up. And then you just get in with the archers. Or rather, your opponent might be able to wall behind, depending on where their initial wall is. So let's say Jasuni walls this, and Kordimon drops a tower here with an archer range behind. Then Jasuni, before the wall goes down, should have the time to wall like this, which is not going to get denied by the tower. And maybe he's going to be able to be in feudal and wall that with stone walls, which the archers will not be able to take down. But then again, if as Saracens you see that, you just abuse market and catch up to castle age with your opponent. And if you're on archers, you kind of have to counter to Kongs. You do need the numbers. So Jasuni is opting for cutting the wood on this side. 4 on wood, so this is going to be a fast castle. 5 for Kordimon, so probably fast castle from him as well. Ooh, Jasuni is going for a dock on the dolphin. Honestly, you take the dolphin, you wall, right? This area should be safe. So you do have the potential for fish booming. Like on Black Forest. And at the end of the day, on Black Forest you have shore fish in your ponds, and you normally have like 3, maybe 2 of them. Shore fish have, I forget whether it is 200 or 250. So sure, here you have a single dip fish. You do have less food than what you would have on a pond on Black Forest, but you still have the opportunity to go for a fish boom. And actually, imagine having melee, right? Cheap fish traps. You eventually get harbors, so you get towers on the choke points. Could be nice. Nobody has tried that in the tournament, to my knowledge, though. I mean, this dock is a little bit exposed, but imagine docking here. Right, you dock here, it's 3 tiles, so you do have one left here for fish traps. Second dock goes up here, I guess. So you can fit, what, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 4. Well, not 4, because you're not going to be able to fit one here and one here, so it's 3, 3, 3, 9, 11, yeah, I mean 11 fish traps per dock. I mean, you blow up the archers if your opponent actually steps into that pond, right? But yeah, I guess for controlling the choke points, demos could be nice as well. And we've seen Nope use the water to his advantage on this map when he just went for Dromos with onagers, and he was cutting down the trees and just getting into the ponds with the Dromos to take down his opponent. And Jasuni, he's dropping a second dock. And this is an interesting build. So he's not going to be able to go up straight to castle by the time he gets to feudal age, right? But he has a lot of villagers on wood. So he's probably thinking, okay, let's go up to feudal. Let's finish walling, maybe even make stone walls. And once we're in feudal, we just get the wood upgrade and we start dropping fish traps. Hello Frapoco. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so Jasuni is just going to go for Fishbone. Okay, what is Kordimon doing? He is walling up. He is on stone. Gonna mark it. So Kordimon might be thinking about a castle drop here. And let's see. Well, he walled here and here, so I mean, he left this one open. So unless he doesn't know about the passage. Ooh. Oh, he might be thinking the two forests meet here. Oh, true. Reconquista time, because we have just Spanish against Saracens. True. Although with the new DLCs, I guess it should be Berbers instead of Saracens. But yeah, if you go by the saves we had in the original game, then yeah, this would be it. Okay, so Jasuni, I thought he would drop more fishing ships. Okay, he's making more. Okay, sure. And okay, he doesn't have the gold, but I'm guessing he's going to sell some wood eventually. He does have the buildings. He's kind of walled. He's missing the wall here. And he knows this is open. Yeah, he'll see there's a passage here. Kordimon still doesn't know about the passage here. He should realize, right? Because he saw this side. And he actually made it into Jasuni's base because this is open. And he does have the stone for a castle, so is he going to try and drop it offensively? Ooh, the scout finds a kill. Because oh, there's no loom for Jasuni. But yeah, now the scout should get shanked by the villagers. Okay, so I don't think Kordimon wanted to go for an aggressive castle. I think he went to stone just in case his opponent was going for a castle and unique unity himself. Yeah, he's now dropping TCs. So he just preemptively went to stone in case he had to make a defensive castle himself. And now he's just going to adapt. I mean, he is not on farms yet. And he's going to run out of food quite quickly when he gets his second TC up. And, I mean, being Saracens, he could buy the food to sustain villager production, but he doesn't have enough villagers on gold. Yeah, now he's buying, but... I mean, if he had 10 villagers on gold, then sure. But Jasuni, he is ahead in vills as well, but just rest collected, he's ahead. He's also got the fishing ships. Actually, does... Okay, Kordimon knows about the fish traps now. But he also knows this is walled. So his only way... Well, it's palisades, so not the end of the world. But his only way to do damage instantly to this would be to go all the way around. Which I doubt he's going to be doing. Okay, second TC on that gold. Third TC on this one. Yeah, Jasuni was heavy on wood, so he's now able to just drop TCs. And he should be able to sustain production here with the fish traps. Okay, he has the first upgrade for farms. So I'm guessing he'll eventually switch to farms himself. Okay, he's getting wheelbarrow. Interesting timing, right? That upgrade is... it has its biggest effect the moment you have farms. Of course, having hit, it's better than not having it, but doesn't really need to rush that. Kordimon... Okay, yeah, he managed to get a decent eco going, but he got 2 minutes and 30 of idle TC time, which I'm guessing was due to him not balancing his eco properly at the start. Though I'm not sure, because I was looking at Jasuni's base. Jasuni going for the 4th TC. And his eco is just going to explode at this point. He's getting gill nets. He's kind of buying food as well, but he's had more villagers on gold this whole time, so... I wouldn't be surprised if he bought the food to get the second farm upgrade, and then he starts dropping farms, because now he's floating too much wood. And he's not making more fish traps. He could maybe go for a third dock here and a 4th over here to get more fish. Okay, he's not going to wait for heavy plow. Okay, now he's getting it. Okay, sure. And Kordimon taking a page out of Jasuni's book. He's going for fish traps himself. He cut through here, so he's going to have access to this food, which is free. And eventually, the moment I would say the moment this and this run out, you just go for the gold, right? Especially as Saracens. Jasuni, he'll eventually cut through this. He will have a nice placement for the dock, right? But overall, Jasuni is just way ahead in eco. It's only 6 vills ahead. It's going to just get wider and wider, that gap, because oh, actually, Kordimon is dropping the 4th EC himself, so maybe not. But Jasuni has 12 fishing ships. 5 for Kordimon. Predictions on what Jasuni will make. I mean, he is Spanish. So, with this kind of setup, I wouldn't mind some kind of HAL BBC push from him, maybe with bomber towers behind. I guess we're not going to be seeing Paladin or the Conks from the Spanish because of the potential for camels or Mamelukes from Kordimon. Actually, Mamelukes would be difficult to deal with the Halbs and the BBCs as well. If it was Halb Onager, then maybe you got a better chance, but you do not get Siege Onager as Spanish. You do not even get Heavy Scorpion, which would probably be better against the Mamelukes because of the way they... I mean, they have mobility, so it's not that difficult to dodge Onager shots with them. Now the thing is, I think despite the eco advantage, Jasuni might be later to Imperial. And Saracens, because of the options they have, they're going to have a better time at going for a push with a lower eco. Because they could just go for... I mean, I guess you can open Arbalester and BBC yourself as Kordimon, and eventually, once your eco gets rolling, you can go for full Mamelukes. Also, Jasuni, I would like to see him go for Onager, cut the trees and just use the Spanish cannon galleons. That would be amazing. He's just pulling... Oh, this? I guess he needed houses? Does he know about the... Yeah, he knows there's the edge of the map over there, so... I don't know. I mean, I guess having these houses is better than not having them, but... But yeah, he's going imp. And I see nothing yet from him. He's got this stone for a castle, so at least he could maybe make that, just to get some traps and start annoying his opponent. No military buildings. Okay, we have infantry armor, so I guess it's going to be our halberdiers, unless he wants to go for Spanish champions. I mean, they're fully upgraded, so... But do you want them against the Saracens? I don't think so. Okay, we have galleys from... Okay, galleys from Kordimon. Sure. Oh. No. There's no way, right? Yeah, I've never seen war galleys denying a castle, and I don't think it's going to happen today, but... Yeah, it's also Spanish. Yeah, it's going up. Yeah, infantry armor again, but no barracks. No barracks, no nothing. To be fair, Kordimon is not really sure about what to do himself, right? He made a couple of monks, he made a camel, he made 2 war galleys. I mean, I guess if the moment Kordimon gets to Imperial, he can get chemistry and make a couple of cannon galleons to take this castle down. But that's basically it. counterweight. No, sorry, it's supremacy. I mean, are we rushing with Vills? Again, with the infantry upgrade. You're not Incas, so you're not getting your villagers affected by that. Yeah, I guess it's going to be Cannon Galleon, but you need onagers to cut through the forest if you want to make proper use of that. No? But I see no siege workshop. Chemistry? Yeah, he got chemistry. And there's the Cannon Galleon, which I hope is in this one, yeah. And he's getting elite Cannon Galleon here. So it's going to be Spanish Cannon Galleon, but... And now we have the barracks. But it's going to be elite Mameluke from Kordimon. Granted, Kordimon might... Okay, no, he's not going to lose the castle because Jasuni misclicked and is attacking the house. Kordimon, though, doesn't have any other castle, so he's going to need more to secure himself a decent production. He does have the stone for that, but... It's going to be longswords from Jasuni, so... Is he thinking, oh, longswords didn't work in game 1, I'm going to make them work in game 2? Yeah, he does need onagers against the Mamelukes. I mean, Kordimon is not making Mamelukes. He just got the tech, and now he's going into Heavy Camel Rider. Which normally I would say is not amazing against the champions, but it's going to be Saracen camels. So maybe they still lose cost effectively, but they should hold their ground against the... No, actually, no, they're going to get destroyed by the champions still. I think if blue goes here with the Cannon Galleon, then he's outside the castle range and can kill the trap. Oh no, actually he can kill it from there. Especially now that he got siege engineers. Ooh, and Jasuni is trying to take down the Cannon Galleons with the trap. There's Onager. Okay, let's go. Jasuni did get architecture, so it is not going to be hard for him to keep the castle up. We got sappers. Position, not going to get in, but didn't really need it. And now we got champions. But Cannon Galleons will take down the traps. Jasuni missing siege engineers. Well, he doesn't get it, the Spanish, so he's going to have one less range. So his Cannon Galleons are going to be better to micro, but they're going to get outranged. And now he's got the Onager, so he could potentially cut this. And I believe... Yeah, that's just sand, so they should be able to get through. Actually, all pawns should be connected in some way or another, so... But if you're Jasuni and you want to go for Cannon Galleons, then probably you need a couple of more docks, right? So... Now standard galleon, I mean... Kordimon now knows about the champions. Let's see if he answers to that. Somehow, no. Yeah, he's just going to stonewall this. Scale Barding Armor and Light Cav from Jasuni. I mean, this is exposed. Do we have Snake Stables from Jasuni? No. If Jasuni had a couple of stables here, maybe, let's say 3 or 4 stables, making the light cav, then sure, maybe. Maybe you just go and be annoying. But in this situation, yeah, the champions are going to try to get in from this side, but there's already walls, so... Now we do have a castle from Jasuni, which might get denied. I mean, it's Spanish villagers. They still do not fight back automatically, so... BBC. Yeah, and now Kordimon is just going to go into hand cannons. So Kordimon taking Jasuni's idea, turning it against him. I mean, full champions should deal with the camos. Yeah, I mean, they're missing attack upgrades, but sure, you might be Saracen, but you're still camels, so you do die to the champions. No, Jasuni, do not go back. You win that. You win that. No! And now he's switching to Halb. Halb, Light Cav. Hasser, actually. He got in here? Those are Spanish villagers, so... they destroy stuff quite quickly. Actually, if Kordimon does not notice this, these villagers might be able to get a couple of castles up here. Oh, please, Jasuni, do it. Please. A castle. Here. Here. Castle creep. Now, let's go. The onagers are behind the castle. And he's pushing with villagers and infantry. I mean, just make a couple of TCs or castles and just... No, actually, make a couple of TCs and spam villagers into your opponent's base. That's the place now. That's the play now. Mamelukes being created, so this push got completely repelled because of the walls and the hand cannons and the castles. But Jasuni... Kordimon just expanding now. Elite Kongs. I think it's too late for Kongs, right? They should win against the hand cannons despite the lack of range. But they will die to the Mamelukes, I think. Okay, now Jasuni, he is going for the pond. It's too bad these are normal galleons and not cannon galleons. The cannon galleons are behind. They cannot range the castle because the galleons are in the way. Just send them here. Yeah. We do have ballistics from Kordimon. Yeah, you just sit here now. Okay, let's go Jasuni. There's a chance. He lost a lot of eco, but that's also because he sent the eco forward. He's not making more villagers, which might bite him in the ass later on. But this castle is going to go down. Ooh, wait. No. I need to rewind for a moment there. That was a lot of dead onagers. 2 onagers down with 1 shot. 3 onagers. 4. And a 5th. Ah. Yeah, but now you have to deal with hand cannons. I guess if you had a couple of onagers, you could maybe try landing a shot on those. You need to wall this though, and this. Otherwise you give your opponent an opportunity to raid you. Now Jasuni is dealing some damage. It's too bad that Kordimon already had started expanding his eco. And we have no more onagers from Jasuni to clear the trees and just keep on pushing. And this ball of hand cannons. I mean, it is not great to have them in the back of your eco. But I guess in this situation it's better to have them here, killing like 5 vills, than having them here, taking out your infantry. Oh yeah, if he can get some Assault raids now, I mean, he's taking down the walls with the bills, which is... Oh, it's open, never mind. I was about to say just use the cannon galleons to take down the walls, but yeah, it's open. And honestly, this... You just drop a castle here and you're fine, right? Castle here, and you're chilling. You do have the stone for, what? 4 castles? And the hussars are getting in. Jasuni is now starting to spam. He's dropping stables. Hold on. Jasuni, drop a castle. There we go, Jasuni. He does have ballistics, so... Also... Did he get... Oh yeah, he got murder holes. So yeah, now Jasuni is safe. He's got this whole area to expand to for farms. And yeah, he's doing well. He's making more onagers, so eventually he will just cut through. And Kordimon, he is a little unsure about... I mean, no, he's not unsure about what to make, but he's making mostly hand cannons. But again, 38 on the field, 35 are here. They can take the hussars, but I mean, Jasuni, you do not really need to come here with hussars. Just go to your opponent's base. It's fine. These units, they can do nothing. Honestly, just take a couple of wheels, stonewall this, and trap them in here. Heavy demo from Jasuni. Okay. Both players are pop kept. So this is going to go on for a little while more. We have bombard towers. So I do not like this move from Jasuni. Because again, those units, they're doing nothing. But they were 35 units. So it was 35 pop space that your opponent, that was taking out your... They were taking up 35 pop space from your opponent. So killing these useless units gives your opponent more pop space to make units where he actually needs them. Yeah, I mean, Jasuni now to get here, he would have to cut through this. Okay, he is cutting. You cut here, you cut here, you cut here, here and here, and then you can just get your cannon galleons over there. Ooh, the camels are going to take them down though, because they do have bonus damage against ships. I mean, it's 9 damage, which is respectable. Mamelukes do not have bonus damage against ships, okay. Genoese crossbowmen actually have bonus damage against ships. Okay, so both players are just spamming units into the meat grinder at this point. And sure, Kordimon's units are stronger. But look at the gold. Right, Jasuni, he's mostly making trash. So he's saving up that gold. Kordimon, he's making hand cannons, he's making camels, he's making Mamelukes, which are very costly on gold. They're 85 gold each one, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to run out of gold axes. Right? Yeah, he's got 17 on gold, but 14 of those were the oystering ship. Actually, the only gold he's got left is the oysters. And sure, he's Saracens, so he could just burn through his resources eventually. But how long can he keep that up? And Spanish, they're one of the few civs which have fully upgraded trash, right? Every single one of their trash units is fully upgraded. And it's easier for them to switch into that because, well, he's got... Oh, well, no, he's missing the archer upgrades. But their blacksmith upgrades do not cost any gold, so it's way easier for them to switch into full trash wars. So Jasuni, he can just win this, right? He doesn't really need the gold. He could just go for a Hussar Skirmisher combination here, and you use that gold and that stone to just make bombard towers everywhere. Or to add onagers to cut through and just go around with your cannon galleons. I mean, we got cannon galleons sitting here. They could... Oh, they cannot get through there. Jasuni would need a onager. Just go here, cut this, cut this, cut this, and you're fine. And sure, I mentioned how the Saracens can just burn through the resources at the market, but yeah, as Otter mentioned, you unlock at the market at 1200 ELOs, so... Well, Kordimon has been 1200 ELOs, so he might do that. He's now out of oysters. Oh, it says he still has some units taking gold. Oh, I guess that's the one. Okay, he's got 600, so 1k6 left in the bank overall. But yeah, Jasuni, he's now going out for that one. He still would have access to this. Where else? He's got this. He's got all of the oysters if he wants to. And now he is going into monks as well. Probably to convert the bomber cannons. True, true. He also went up to imp last game with the market. It is so annoying to take down walls with the traps. They miss so much. But this is going to make Kordimon... Oh, the war going after a villager. So Kordimon is now going to move all of his army over there. That takes attention away from here, but yeah, Jasuni is not going... Oh, he's got an onager coming in production, so I guess it's going to come here. And he made a dock here. He made a dock here, he's got a siege workshop here. So honestly, start making cannon galleons from this as well. Heavy demo. Misclick. Yeah, you got an onager here. Just get through this at this point. Yeah, it's actually way faster to go this way than go all the way around here. Sure, if you go here, you get to kill what? 30 veils, not too bad. But this is open, so you could just send hussars that way. That said, I do not think Jasuni knows about that. Oh, he knows about... Yeah, he knows it's open. But he should also know that this is the juiciest part of Kordimon's eco. Also, do keep in mind that, sure, Kordimon has 140 eco, but 22 of those is fishing ships, which are not working, and he's making more. Okay, now he's dropping the fish traps, which make me very sad with the placement. Siege workshops here on the side, but Jasuni should see that, and he's got stables over here, so he should be fine. He's got 40 hussars in queue. 9 cannon galleons, but they cannot get through this because of the wood lines. Lightcav coming in from Kordimon. He realizes he's running out of gold, so he'll need something to spam. Yeah, true. Jasuni makes every game a 2-hour game. Okay, relic-wise, they have one... sorry, they have 2 each. Now it's 3 for Jasuni. Oh, Jasuni needs to realize this. I mean, there's a castle here, so it's not going to be that easy for Kordimon to raid. Also, I was wondering, so Jasuni, he's now going to be seeing the hussars, so he's going to figure, well, okay, my opponent might be out of gold. If you realize that, and you look at your own resources, and you look at the access you have to gold, considering you did research Elite Conquistador. Do you switch to conks here? Like, well, not immediately, like, right? You clean the hand cannons, and then you switch to conks. Yeah, Outer, I get that. It's just I realized I haven't casted neither of them this season, so maybe I casted a Jasuni set, but I'm sure I haven't casted Kordimon's set, so I just went for this one. Also, yeah, Jasuni is entertaining. I still remember the game he had against Biscuits. I think it was last season. No, the season before that, because it was when we had the Alaska theme maps on Yukon River, if I'm not mistaken. So he had a crazy game against Biscuits, where he just had bomber towers and cannon galleons and whatnot as the Chinese, just all over the river. He ended up losing because Biscuits went for Relic and Wonder Victory and just held on, but... yeah, I think it was Tex. I think it was Tech. Either that or I did cast him one time. But again, and I haven't casted Kordimon this season yet, so... okay. So, Jasuni is going to clean this one up. He is... oh, he's Bomber Tower creeping here. Okay, now I'm curious. So... yeah, I would have to check this in-game, but... I know Spanish have a bonus where their gunpowder units stack faster. I'm not sure if that applies to the bomber towers. Because I think it doesn't, but looking at this, they seem to be shooting slightly faster than they usually do, so... oh, I think Jasuni is winning. 100%. I know we now have galleons from Kordimon, so he's going to have an answer to the water, but honestly, at this point, Jasuni has made as much damage as he could on water, so I would like him to switch to land now. Just go for full land, and he is, right? He's going for keeps. He keeps making bomber towers. He's fully tacked into Hussar and trash in general, so... okay, it doesn't apply, okay. Good to know, good to know. Then I was just seeing things. I mean, Jasuni could even justify Paladin at this point, right? Because that's open. I think that's still open. I think I saw a unit go through there early on. So, I mean, even if it isn't, just go with 3 petards and you're fine. So imagine going through here with like 30 paladins. Even if your opponent is Saracens, there's no way they're stopping that. Sure, they have 15 camos on the field, but... I mean, in queue, not on the field. And Jasuni, he keeps using the villagers. Jasuni is going to go through now with the hussars. He's going to cut this and then this. And that's very good for him, right? Because, sure, Kordimon has navy. Good luck taking them from here to here in time before Jasuni can level this. Also, oh no, Jasuni, don't send it out now. I was about to say, Jasuni has a heavy demo in this dock. So these units will have to go past this. Imagine if they just go past this without, you know, taking down the dock. Go, Jasuni, go. Okay, just one more. I mean, they can get through, but yeah, one more. Yeah, go for this one. Camel got like 5 cannon galleon shots to his face. Oh yeah. Go wander if you're Jasuni. At this point, yeah, you absolutely do. Kordimon cannot. He's out of gold. He's out of stone. He's now starting to sell, but prices are going to get quite bad quite quickly. Jasuni's through. So these cannon galleons will take down this wood line and that dock. It is so sad that there's a single reed in between Jasuni's potential navy here and this pond. Ooh, there's a dam over there. I suppose it cannot get through, but... Okay, yeah, sure, you're against Saracen galleons. But it's okay if they just attack your units instead of your navy. Right? So the constant stream of units is good for Jasuni here, because then his navy is left untouched. And he has more than double the numbers, so now he can take the fight. Yeah, true, because now cannon galleons do have AoE damage. So they would be better here. Yeah, look at that shot. It is so annoying to get the navy through this, though. I mean, the fact that Kordimon opened this up might have been a mistake. Because now he's giving Jasuni a way to get into the back of his eco. And, yeah. If Jasuni gets through this, it's over for Kordimon. He has 23 elite cannon galleons. If those get here, it's over. I mean, Yeah, it's been over for a while, honestly. Ooh, demo. Okay. Yeah, I think Jasuni is trying to get his units to go over there, but they're just bugging out because, well, DE is amazing. There we go. He probably figured it out. Yeah, he's going to get his numbers up here and then just go and take the fight. This might be the big last fight of the game. Do we have heated shot? Oh, they don't get it. Okay. Jasuni again with villagers. Yeah, 26 cannon galleons against 29 galleons, so we'll see. Okay, just take down the TC, I guess. Ooh, now it's Jasuni's turn to have his ships target the land military instead. He's going for fast fire. I do not like that. Fast fire is kind of a mistake in this situation, I think. With this kind of choke points, yeah, you go 100%, you go cannon galleons and galleons. Yeah, Kordimon is going to run out of resources. Well, he's going to run out of res access, right? Because he's got a lot in the bank. And Jasuni is just going to tower creep here. "20 fires in the queue." Yikes. Well, not in the queue, on the water. Just patrol them in. I mean, look at the amount of gold Kordimon is getting just by selling stuff at the market. We'll take a look at statistics after the game just to see how much gold he made with the market, but that's quite insane. 115 hussars into queue for Jasuni. And if I was a betting man, I would say they're all going here. I mean, they're going to group up here and then just go for the opponent's base. Yeah, I don't like either how he's being so cautious with this, but at the same time, we know what the goal situation is for both players. He doesn't, and he sees his opponent is keeping... He keeps making maybe, so he might be thinking, well, he's not out of gold then. Let's not rush this. Because sure, they're strong, right? He's cannon galleons, but they're also way more expensive gold-wise. I mean, a normal galleon is 30 gold. Cannon galleon is 150, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Okay, he's going to open up the path. makes sense. He made 20 fire ships. He wants to use them. And the fires, they should be able to take the fight. Yeah, we have dry dock as well, so just patrolling. Yep. Just patrol. I actually criticized the fires, but they're being a decent mid shield, especially with the cannon. Well, no, it's normal galleons behind. We have Thumbring, but we have no archers, no RCA, and we have constant raids for Jasuni. Kordimon drops down to 92 eco. Again, 24 of that is fishing ships. Yeah, and Jasuni is just now going to push this. He needs to look at his units because they're attacking the buildings instead of the ships. Getting guilds, so he can just sell some of that. And Jasuni wins. So Kordimon called the GG. Alright, that was a... not as long as I thought it would be. Oh, he had a wand... Oh, okay, no, okay, he was going to build it. But... Kordimon should have not gotten the message, right? Because you get it the moment your opponent starts building it, so... Tech, I casted I think it was 2 hours and 30 minutes set the other day. Not a set, a single game the other day, so... Honestly, this was nothing in comparison. Anyway. Kill and death ratio, okay. I mean, it makes sense, right? Kordimon was making the gold units, so it makes sense that he got more. This tournament was the Italian Hidden Cup. We casted the finals on the Italian channel on Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good finals. It was a good one, especially after we had quarters and round of 16 and whatnot, where we had quite, we had a couple of stomps, so it was nice to get a good final. But it makes sense, we had players ranging from, I think it was 1900 to 2k5, so it was kind of expected. Anyway, what I wanted to look at was this. Okay, so this is the market. So Kordimon, being Saracens, he earned 13k gold by selling stuff. Jasuni got no gold, so... Wait. So he sold no resources? Okay. We had Vodka and Kamigawa in the finals. If you're asking about the names we gave them, well, I say we, but I was just casting, so I wasn't organizing the tournament. So the names they were given were from the Lord of the Rings. Vodka was Treebeard. Kamigawa was Gandalf. So I'm not trying to disrespect the players because I do not have a high APM myself. But it's funny to see this graph with this difference, and then you expect, whoa, one must be 100 APM, the other is around like 30 or 40, and no, it's just 26 against 16. Oh, he did have a peak of 116. Okay, cool. I just thought it was funny. Okay, so the set ends 1-1. That was nice. It was a balanced set as I hope it would be. Game 1 was not as balanced, I would say. But I believe that it was just a weird choice by Jasuni. Just biting him. This game was way more balanced, I think. There was a moment when Jasuni got to Imperial and he lost the castle on this position. And we had Navy from Kordimon, and he was making a crazy amount of hand cannons, where I thought that Jasuni was in a bad spot. But he held on. He had a clear plan for this map, and he was able to see it to the end. So, yeah. Nice victory. Okay, so this set was a bit longer than expected, so before we jump into the next one, I'm going to take a 2-minute break just to replenish with water and whatnot, and then we're going to be back with the next set, which is going to be again Marklanders against Lordek. So I'll be right back. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so the drafts. Okay, let's go. Marklanders. Seriously, just because I was missing an S? Okay. And this one. Okay, so here we are with our second set. So we're going to have Max Power, also known as Marklanders, against MacDek, also known as Lordek. So Marklanders, a player from Italy. He has a highest of 1700, currently sitting at 1600. And his clanmate is MacDek, who has a slightly lower all-time high, but is sitting at a highest elo at the moment. So this is going to be a very, very, very balanced match, in my opinion. So let's get into the draft. We have Raw Argai as our first map, because this was played in round 7. And as our second map, we have Gulong. So we're going to have 2 close maps in this set. As for civs, the randomizer banned Lithuanians, Koreans, Magyars, Burmese, and Britons. I think neither player is going to be too sad about Magyars. The others are pretty decent at close maps, so that's good to see. We got a Spanish and Berbers ban from Max Power. He got his Hindustani sniped and was left with Italians, Malians, and Portuguese. On the other hand, MacDek banned Cumans and Turks, was sniped his Slav Spiks, and was left with Georgians, Bohemians, and Mongols. Okay, so overall, I like both players' drafts. I think I slightly prefer Max Powers. Right? Bohemians can be very annoying to deal with. And we've seen... Actually, it was casted by Tech. We saw how strong Georgians can be on Raw Argai. And we saw that, I think it was Otter set against... I don't remember who. I think it was Yosoi Pacho from Sprintman. And Mongols can be strong overall, so... I'm not saying I do not like Lodek's draft, I just prefer this one, for my personal taste. Italians can potentially be a counter to all of these saves. Maybe not as much to Mongols because of the potential for onagers. Yes, you do have bomber cannons as Italians, but they're speedy onagers, so it's not that easy to snipe them. Portuguese can be annoying probably as much as Bohemians, so that's good to see. Anyway, those are the civs and the maps. Let me load up the first game, and we will get right into it. So, Raw Argai. Let me change the scene. And here we are. So, we have Malians from Marklanders and Mongols from Lordek. So this is not my first time casting this map, but I think it's the second, and it's been a while since we last casted it, so let's just go through it quickly. So as you can see, you have a fortress-like start. The difference would be that the barracks and the houses you start with, they are part of your wall. And as you can see, okay, no, the number of houses is the same this time around. Okay. There was, I think it has been patched, but there were a couple of generations where one player had like 5 houses and the other one had 2, so it was weird. Anyway, another difference with Fortress is that you do have huntables, right? But they're outside your walls, and so are your boars, whereas on Fortress they're just inside your base. And you have sheep, which you do not have on Fortress. And again, some of the sheep are outside. Now, if you look at the middle of the map, sure. If you look at the middle of the map, you have these farms which can be captured. As you can see, players have captured them already. You can farm them, but I would say their best function is to give you, vision on the map, or rather on the middle, because sure, you can farm them, but then you're going to be exposed. Aside from that, on the map, on the middle, you also have these water buffaloes, which, despite being water buffaloes, they're not herdables, they're huntables. So if you want, you can hunt them. They have slightly more HP than a... Well, not slightly, they have much more HP than a than a deer, so it's not going to take 2 shots from a villager, it's going to take more. But yeah, you can get food from that. Also on the sides, you do have water, you can dock this. We've seen some players just go for fishing ships. And then on the mountainous sides, you have some resources like gold and stone. It is not easy to drop TCs on this, and it's kind of dependent on luck whether you're able to drop it. Like here, I think if you cut this tree, which might not be... actually, I think you cannot delete this with a wall because it says forest. So you might have that issue. Here, you can probably fit a TC here. Yeah, I think you can fit a TC in there. But yeah, it's awkward compared to standard fortress because, well, your map is smaller. Some of your resources are outside. And it's not easy to expand and drop TCs around, right? So you can probably go for this, for the lowland on the sides. It's going to be easier to drop the TC there because there's no elevation, but it's also going to be more exposed, so you really have to think about this. And of course, being fortress, we have a regicide start. Ooh, capture actually doesn't show the king, which is weird. Anyway, we see both players going for fast feudal. Well, it's not really... Yeah, it's fortress, so it's just different timings compared to arena. Yeah, we do have a... Okay, it's stable blacksmith for MacDek, so we might be seeing scouts just to get relics. Actually, being Mongols, he could easily go for the Mangodai for map control if he wanted to. Yeah, it shows the king on the minimap, but it's weird, it doesn't show up here. Ooh, Lordek getting a kill. Might get a second. He will. Ooh. Yeah, because there was no loom. So, Marklanders, sure, he went outside to get the food. He might get another one? No. Okay, no way. So, sure, he went outside to make use of the farms, but he got punished for that. Especially because he didn't have loom. He also made a mill on the shorefish. And he's going to be clicking up faster than Lordek, who is going scouts. Yeah, no docks from either player. I would have expected it from the Malian, right? Just because of the discount. Maybe... Yeah, I mean, a dock here would have been nice to get that fish. And he gets another Vil kill. So, Lordek is just... Okay, he killed 3 Vils. He is on fire in this game. Okay. Wait. Don't tell me he gets another one. There's no loom, so... Oh my god, he's going to get another one. Oh my god. No, they're more like 1700. He might get 2 more Vils. Oh my god, he's killing... He's killing Mark. So Marklander's already 7 Vils behind. He's going to be slightly faster, but... Yikes. I mean, the fact is, this isn't even a scout rush, right? It's just standard scout play on arena. It's just slightly faster because you're on a fortress start, so you have more villagers at the start. Still no loom from Marklanders, by the way. I mean, I guess you now have the TC protecting yourself, but just make loom. You lost 6 Vils, just make loom. Do not take any risks. And the thing is, now Lord Deck could just easily switch into... Okay, he is getting Loom. Now that he sees the battles, he could go, well, let's just go MacDek here, right? They still give you map control. They kill the battles. If you get enough of them, then even monks are not going to be that much of an issue, unless Mark Landers gets up to, I don't know, 20 monks. Okay, now we have a market, probably to balance his eco, because he's out of food. So not the best. Yeah, okay, we have the Mangana now, because he realizes, oh, I have Betos at my doorstep. So overall, good start from Lord Deck. But he is going to... Yeah, Mark Landers is going to catch up, because Lord Deck didn't have the best eco. And Mark Landers was faster to the second TC, I guess. With overall better eco setup. I mean, yeah, sure, the barracks is going to go down, there's palisades behind, but palisades are not going to do that much. I mean, they are if you target the wrong one. Yeah, I think even if that one goes down, you still have that stone wall. It's hard to tell because of the elevation, but... And now Mangudai, you do not... Okay, just missing Botkin. But that's enough to give them as much range as the Betos, so they're not going to get kited. University, probably for ballistics, and I guess MacDek is going to... Lord Deck is going to stay on 2 TCs. I would like to see him try to get the relics. So this Beto is just going to attack some neutral people. Another TC. Okay. So both players are just playing unique units. And I mean, I do prefer the Mongol one, right? Mobility wise, range wise. And the fact that it doesn't cost food, so it doesn't really delay your Imperial Age by that much. Or rather, not as much as the Betos are. Especially because Mark Landers doesn't have the eco to keep up production from the castle and 2 TCs. That said, Lord Deck has more idle TC time. That's because the building placement in his eco hasn't been the best. Oh, okay. Hear me out. This is the moment you, as Mongols, you research nomads, right? And you just delete the houses. Sure, the ones on the ones which are part of the walls you have to substitute with stone walls, but that's fine. Just go for nomads and delete the houses. And then you just have a Vil building them here in the corner, and as soon as they go up, you just delete them. And you keep getting pop space. So there you go. That's the meta on this map. Mongols, fast castle nomads. Just to gain space in your base. Okay, so the aggression has kind of slowed down. I know there's still battles around and Mangadai, but they have walls, they have TCs. They should not be able to do much damage here. Yeah, I mean, if these two woodlines didn't get to the edge of the map, then maybe you can just run here with the battles and be annoying on the woodline, but you cannot even do that. We now have ballistics. Committing, we do have botkin, so once ballistics is in, the battles are going to be completely useless against the Mangadai. Yeah, Marklanders really hates these people. Well, I mean, so does Lordek. So both players just agreeing that the enemy here is Gaia and not the other guy. We have a gate here for MacDek. Wait. Did he delete it by mistake? Or something? Okay, no. He just had walls there. So he's just giving himself another exit to the base. Okay. So neither player with relics. And honestly, Lordek could easily do that here, right? You know you have the map control. He could maybe get Husbandry. I guess he doesn't have the eco yet. 3 TCs, but no space for farms. So actually, he is ahead in bills, but the eco distribution is quite bad for him, so Marklanders might be able to go up to Imp faster here. And if you can do that as Malians, you do have pretty strong options. So you can go for the Farimba camels, which, while not ideal, can do something against the Mangadai. Especially if they are Castle Age Mangadais, you have Farimba camels in Imp. Also, neither player... Okay, now Lordek is going outside to drop a TC. Marklanders, he dropped one here, but he hasn't really expanded here, so that gold and that stone, he's not taking that. I think eventually he will go for that gold and that one. And he's up to Imp. Tigui would be nice, just to deal with the raids. Ooh, okay, he notices. Oh, only one bill dies. Okay, he's up to Imp, and now it's... Yeah, I guess Cavalry is your best option here. If he was another Civ, I would probably say, okay, let's open Skirm and take it from there. Right, because we need something, an answer to the Mangadai straight away. But he doesn't get Bracers, so Skirms I'm not sure would be the best opening here. Either Skirm or Arbalaster, right? But he can go for neither. Or rather, he could do it, it's just not going to be good. Yeah, he is getting bloodlines. So he is thinking about the cavalry switch. But Lordek clicks up to Imp himself. He has way more military, so as long as he doesn't lose this, he's fine. Yeah, it's camels. Lordek, I think he doesn't see that. Oh yeah, he doesn't know about that. Although he hasn't seen any unit from Marklanders in a while. So he must have figured, well, my opponent stopped making Gebetos and he's switching into something else. And as Malians, really, there are two things you could do at this point of the game. You either go infantry, or you go cavalry. But you do not go infantry against the Mangudai, so Lordek should know it is going to be camels. Either camels or cavalier. Yeah, some people go navy here. The issue is... so, these two sides are not connected by water. So, going navy, let's say you build a dock here and you make some navy, right? Yeah, you're going to be able to pressure this side, maybe take down the castle with cannon galleons. But then your opponent has this whole side, which is completely unaffected by your unit, because they cannot move here. So that would be the only issue I would have with navy. Also, Malians do not get bracers, so their galleons... I mean, they do not even get galleons, so they're actually worse than Celts, for example. Although Celts... I think they get heavy they do not get heavy demolition ship. I think they get fast fire, but not heavy demo, so... Mongols actually have a pretty decent navy, when you think about it. They do have shipwright. They're missing dry dock, which is not the greatest because you're missing some speed, but they get fully upgraded galleon, fully upgraded fire ship, heavy demo. There's the camels. Maybe should have waited for the +4. Yeah, definitely should have waited for the +4 against Mongols. Is Thumbering in? Yes, it is. Now, the good news for Marklanders is that the eco setup for Lordek is not the best, right? He doesn't have that much food. I mean, he doesn't have that many villas on food. So, getting to Elite Mangudai is going to take a while. Whereas Marklanders does have the eco. I need to stop double clicking on this one because of the map of the farms in the middle, but yeah, you do have 44 bills on food. Lordek coming forward with the trap. He is going to snipe that. It's going to take a while because no attack upgrades in. Might be a bad call. Definitely a bad call. Yeah, I can understand that you might be worried about the trap taking down your castle, but it's one trap attacking from downhill. You just wait for the upgrades. You wait for the upgrades and you kill everything. Yeah, also bomber cannon. Bomber cannon will be sniped. Will get sniped by the Mangudai. It might be able to get one shot in. I mean, should be able to get one shot in. Masonry. Do they get architecture? They do. Okay. And they get hoardings as well. So these castles could be quite scary. Ooh, oh, yeah, Lordek realized the tribe was weak, so he just sent villagers to repair it, so it's not going to go down. Apparently we have a hero here. And Marklanders calls the GG. Yeah, I mean... Oh, he's out of gold. And didn't send those over there. Did he see that gold? Okay, he knows about that gold. Actually, he still has some gold in his base. Yeah, he probably realized I cannot fight MacDek. They're still not elite, so... Also, it's quite difficult to get the surround on this map because of the amount of, you know, little shrubs you have here in the middle. So, yeah. I mean, he doesn't have the numbers right now to surround and kill, but even if he did, it's quite easy for the MacDek to just sit in a tiny spot and kill everything. No, I don't think it's an early resignation. He doesn't really have an answer to this ball of MacDek now, especially with this kind of field. Sure, he's got camos, but he's missing the second attack upgrade. He's missing Farimba, so there's no way he can clean this up. Okay, so Lordek takes the first game. Okay, so let's load game 2. I think at the end of the day what killed Marklanders there was losing 6 bills as they were going up to Castle Age. Losing them to the scouts really hurt him. Okay, so game 2 we have Gugon as our map. And we have Bohemians from Lordek against Italians from Marklanders. So, okay, we got the boars on this side. And we got a closed generation with the woods at the back. But yeah, they also have resources in the back for Lordek. We do have a forward gold for Marklanders, which isn't ideal. Especially because when you're this close, there's a huge potential for a castle drop. And so technically, Italians sometimes are seen as a counterpick to Bohemians. And then that can be true because the condottieri just kill every single gunpowder unit from the Bohemians. The issue is Bohemians can get there before Italians can get to condottieri. Generally speaking, with the kind of clown ecos they tend to have. And even if the Italians do a tailored build to get to Imperial basically at the same time as Bohemians, you're still making condottieri, which are a food unit. So you're not going to be able to keep up production the same way that your opponent is going to be able to when they're going monks and BBC. So, technically, yes, you have the counter pick, but you still need to be careful. It's not as cut and dry as you might expect it to be. Now, I'm curious to see if any player is going to go for the hunt here. Apparently not, for the time being. So I don't think I've ever seen Lordek play monks. So I don't know what he's like with them. So I'm curious to see how he will approach this. Let's see, so 4 on wood, so yeah, that's standard build. It's not a tower rush. Same for Marklanders. Would I like a tower rush here? Wait, so how many tiles is that? 1, 2, 3, it's about 4 tiles. So yeah, Marklanders should not see that. In Dark Age, yeah. Because you can see, I think it's 3 tiles deep in Dark Age and 5 tiles deep in Feudal Age. 5 or 4, I forget. So he's not going to see the berries. Had he seen the berries, then I think you could justify a tower rush here. Drop a tower here, you get in, you deny those berries, and then you just go either way just to get the... just to deny the other resources. And this is going to be awkward to wall, right, if you trash here. Because they have to do something like this, but then you can break in on either side. And the thing about this map is that if you see you have woods in the back, then you know that your opponent has woods in the back. If you see you have woods on the front, then you know your opponent has woods on the front. That's how the generation on this map works. So, sure, you might have an idea of what you want to do as you go into the... Okay, Marklander's going for the boards. That's nice, keeping the gate open. So, as I was saying, you might have an idea of what you want to do as you're going into the game. That's a waste, by the way. So, he's doing this the way you would do on Black Forest, right? So, you take the boards to your TC and you kill them here. Right, you kill them all. Yes, there's going to be some rotten food. It's fine, you still get 3 extra boards. You do not need to do that here. You can take 1 board at a time. You let them run back because they're not going to be able to go back here because there's walls. So they're just going to stand on your walls, and once you're about to finish the board, you just take another one. Okay, they're both up to Feudal Age. But yeah, let me go back to that thought because I think I didn't finish my my point. So you load up the map, thinking, okay, I want to do this. But then you see the opponent's civ, and you see the placement of the woodlines. That might change your approach, right? Because if the woodlines were here, I don't think you trash, because it's too easy to defend. And even if you go around, then you're wasting time going around, and you still have a woodline on this side, and you just need to wall that side. So if you see woodlines on the front, I think you do not trash. If you see this situation, then maybe you trash. Then again, do you want to trash against Bohemians? That's another question. I mean, that's another matter. Okay, blacksmith and yeah, market. Lordek again trying to take a Vil, but I think the Vil had, yeah, the Vil has Loom. This time she still dies. So again, Lordek just taking kills early on. He's going, no, go back. No, why do you go back? And we have blacksmith market from Marklanders as well. So I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like the market blacksmith approach from Marklanders, because you're against Bohemians. You know there's either going to be a castle drop or monks. So I don't like going up with this, with no military. What I would have liked him to do is archers. Because you're this close against Bohemians, you know they want to castle drop you. Or do some kind of aggressive strat. Right, look at the amount of Vils on stone. That's going to be a castle drop. So, just make archers. You make archers. You have like 4 or 5 by the time you get to castle. They show up with Vils. They cannot wall their Vils in. Well, they can, but they just get shot by the archers anyway. And you just kill them. And even if you do not manage to kill all the bills, you still deny the castle in front of your face. They have to drop it at home. That's a completely different game. That said, it might be that he's thinking, well, I know there's a castle coming. I'm not going to try to stop it, but I will build a siege workshop to defend. Because, you know, the Hussite wagons, they do die to mangonels in theory. Once you get to enough siege, once you get to enough Hussite wagons, you can pretty much micro against the mangonels. Unless you're like against 10 mangonels, then in that case, no, you cannot micro. So Mark Landers is faster to the castle age. He's dropping a university and a siege workshop. Lordek making the castle at home. Okay. So he's not going to take any chances. Did he see anything? Okay, so he doesn't know what his opponent is up to, so he might be thinking, oh, there might be archers. Let's drop it at home, just to be safe. Yeah, it's a weird position, and because of the Hussite Wagon's hitbox, it's kind of big, like the War Wagons, so I can tell that even if you put the waypoint like here, the Hussite Wagon is going to go this way. They're going to spawn here and go that way. I can already see that. Maybe if you delete the gate, then they do go here, but yeah, you need to delete the gate in that case. Mark Landers is going for a fast imp. Okay. I did not see that coming. Alright, so archery range. Why are we making an archery range? So on one hand I like it, on the other I don't. Because he's going archers. Archers or hand cannons, but both die to the Hussite wagons. If this was a fast imp with monks, then yes, I do like it. You do monks and BBC. Monks, I mean, Italian monks are actually quite good. You're only missing heresy. You do not have any direct bonuses to your monks, but you're just missing one tech. So you go fast imp, redemption, block printing, and BBCs, and you convert everything. And if you see your opponent is going monks, then you just go atonement instead. Well, not instead, you go atonement as well. So if this was a fast imp into monks and BBC, I like it. But this seems to be a fast imp into hand cannons, so I do not like it. It's only 3 high side wagons. He does have loom, but that's not going to be enough. Also, I don't want to be too critical, but if you're up against the Bohemians and you're expecting pressure, just go for this gold instead. I mean, one Mangonel is going to take care of 4 Hussite wagons. They do have a lot of bonus damage against the Hussite wagons. So here's Imp. He's getting chemistry. His gunpowder units, they do cost less. I think it's 20% less. Or 25, I forget. So making bomber cannons and hand cannons for him is going to be nice. But I mean, it's 7 pierce armor. You're going to be dealing 10 damage with the hand cannons. I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, it's hand cannons. No, I think you go BBC here. I think you get out a couple of BBCs just to be sure you have something to kill the war wagons with, and then you add the hand cannons. Because hand cannons are not giving you anything at this point of the game. Do we have redemption from the Bohemian? No, but he's taking the relics. And Mark Landers is working with no eco, basically. Because he went for a very fast imp. I mean, the build was good. I just don't like what he's trying to make with it. And I mean now Lord Deck is going to be up in a moment. He's not under pressure for the time being. He's going to click up. He's going to have 2 TCs, so one is going to be running. He's going to be able to click Chemistry as he's going up. Okay, he cleans the Hazard wagons, which is nice, but just one bomber cannon is not going to be able to take down the castle. Now, I like the fast imp approach, right? You're trying to basically to beat the Bohemians at their own game, and at the end of the end of the day, you should have an easier time to go up to imp faster than the Bohemian. And it's not like Bohemians have any direct bonuses to their monks unless you count the unique tech. So you do have the potential to win in a monk fight. But hand cannons, they're not giving him anything. And sure, it's just 4, but it's 4 units made with a 34 villagers eco. If he hadn't made these hand cannons, he would have, I think... Yeah, I mean, he's making the 3rd bomber cannon. I think he would have 3 already on the field, and the 4th in queue. I hear the monk. Do we have... Yeah, we do not have any... So, did Lordek get chemistry? No, he could have. Yeah, and now Lordek is going to go monk defense. And he's going to be ahead in monk numbers because... Okay, we have chemistry coming in. Still no redemption, block printing. Which is weird considering we have 11 monks. Okay, that is block printing. We're going to need redemption as well if we want to make this work. Also, it says 13 monks. Oh, they're over here. Oh, he's just going to take the... Yeah, the hand cannons instead. Illumination. Ooh, he might be able to deny block printing. Oh, no, because the bomber cannons are attacking the house. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, Marklanders is kind of catching up now in eco. Granted, they're both very low, eco-wise. The issue is it's 15 army for each one of them, but you have 14 monks on the field. Depending on how his monk micro is, This might be very bad for... There's no theocracy. So... Some monk juice might be wasted. A lot of monk juice was wasted there, okay. Yeah, and we do have Relic Victory. So it was denied earlier, but now it's going on. I mean, yes, he's any scouts. Sure, but you're against Bohemians, so... They do have better spearmen? Lordek is wasting a lot of monks here. Careful. Careful. So it's suddenly down to 4 monks from 15, so hold on. Devotion, okay, that makes sense. But now Mark Landers has no bomber cannons left. He's making more now. Okay, manages to get that. Light Cav now, but Lordek is already on Pikeman. Does he have... I mean, no upgrades, but the same can be said for the Light Cav. I mean, there's the armor coming in. I guess there's... I guess there's hand cannons for the pikes, but then you get the monks to take care of the hand cannons and the bomber cannons, and you get the pikes to take care of the light cav. That's basically how you play this. Again, Lordek, he's got a lot of monks, but he's wasting the monk juice. Because no theocracy. Okay, and Mark Landers got this easy. Oh, he probably doesn't realize that... Yeah, I mean, it's over. Lordek has a Nico, whereas Mark Landers doesn't. Yeah, I agree. Light Cav was not the play. Too many resources for an eco that you don't really have. More hand cannons or your own monks, really. Just go for your own monks. Get atonement and block printing, and you should be fine. And you try to take advantage of that. No, they're about the same elo. I mean, Mark Landers got a slightly highest elo, but he's sitting at a current lower elo than Lordek, so I would say they're about the same elo. Might depend on the maps. I think Lordek is just slightly better on non-standard maps. I think he shines on water maps really, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's all for today. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Fluffy Bunny is online, so I'm going to raid him. So thank you to anyone who watched this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be Frost. I don't know. Frost? Yeah, sure. Let's raid Frost. Because I've already I've already rated Mr. Fluffy Bunny a couple of times, so let's change it around. So yeah, thank you to anyone who joined. I hope you had a good one. I'll be seeing you next time. Bye bye.